In the early hours just before dawn, a small American town simply vanished. Not a fire, not a flood, no wreckage, just empty streets, silent houses, and questions that still echo decades later. Welcome to the Untold Files. Tonight we travel into the shadows of memory and mystery, to the place once called Larkspur Hollow, a town that existed, until one morning it didn't. This is the story of a community erased, and the truth no one claims to know. Founded in 1898, Larkspur Hollow sat on the edge of the Missouri Ozarks. By 1958, it counted about 700 residents, farmers, carpenters, school teachers, a town like many others, life simple, routine. There was Mabel's Diner on Main and Birch. There was the white steeple church and the little red brick schoolhouse where 22 children attended class each year. Residents paid property taxes, local newspapers printed obituaries and wedding announcements, evidence of life. And then, the morning after, the gas station attendant found his pump handle still in place, but the car that should have been there, gone. The schoolhouse door unlocked, the diner table still set for breakfast, but nobody. A postcard from a year earlier read, "See you next summer, Annie Mabel's Diner." It was dated 1958. But by 1959, Larkspur Hollow was gone. When travelers arrived, they found only forest. When local officials checked land records, they found the town listed. But when the coordinates were visited, nothing but trees. Carl Hensley, a traveling salesman, pulled off Route 66, expecting the familiar billboards of Larkspur Hollow. He booked a room at the motel there the year before. On March 15, 1959, he turned down Birch Street, only to find nothing. He still had the postcard in his pocket. He reported it. A search party was formed. Helicopters flew. Ground teams combed the land. But they found no cabins, no foundations, no roads, no telephone poles, no graves. Nothing to show people had ever lived there. State land filing records dated January 1959 still show property tax paid by residents. School enrollment records show children attending class in February. Then, silence. In the early 1980s, reporter Diana Mulligan discovered microfilm documents. She interviewed elderly residents of neighboring towns who remembered the hollow. One woman said, "I bought my wedding dress at the hollow." Another, "I remember the church bell." She found school report cards stamped with the town's seal. Then, her tent was found abandoned, not far from the site. Her case remains open. Her disappearance only deepened the mystery. So what happened? Theories abound, and each one deepens the uncertainty. Theory 1. Geological collapse. Missouri lies on a karst landscape riddled with caves and sinkholes. A massive collapse eating the town. Geologists say no. They find no crater, no rubble, no trace of mass collapse at the site. Theory 2. Government relocation or experiment. The late 1950s, the Cold War raged. Uranium exploration, secret military programs, fear of nuclear attack. Could Larkspur Hollow have been cleared or erased? Freedom of information requests yield nothing. Files cited, expunged. Theory 3. Mass psychological event, hoax. Skeptics believe the town never existed or existed partly as a phantom memory. Yet too many physical artifacts survive. Postcards, reports, maps, memories. Theory 4. Something else altogether. Some paranormal researchers point to time slip phenomena, alternate dimensions, a town slipping out of phase. Whatever the truth, each theory faces contradictions. We don't just lack answers, we lack consistent evidence. But even if we cannot prove which theory is correct, we can look at the human impact. Imagine, you grew up in Larkspur Hollow. You remember the ice cream truck, the apple trees behind your house, the school bell. Then one morning, the world tells you your town never existed. No graves to visit, no records to consult, only your memories. One woman said, "I remember the sun through the stained glass in the church." You can't dream that kind of detail. But with no physical evidence, what does memory become? A ghost itself. In recent years, amateur investigators and ghost town chasers have visited the approximate coordinates. Drone footage shows dense forest, no signposts, no foundations. Some claim to hear church bells at dawn. Others report picking up old coins stamped 1953. Yet every path ends the same, nothing tangible. A few visitors claim to find odd objects, a school pin engraved LH, rusted key marked 1955, a silver dollar. Are they real or planted? We cannot verify. What remains is a legacy of questions. Larkspur Hollow became legend. It became a cautionary tale of what we believe, what we remember, and what gets erased. Locals in neighboring towns whisper, if you drive Route 63 at dawn, you might see the white steeple church through the mist. Then it's gone again. For the families of residents, the story became one of loss, not only of place, but of identity. Some moved away, changed their addresses. Others hold on to photo albums and old maps. And some say, I'm from Larkspur Hollow, and yes, my town disappeared, and I don't remember which version of the map I live in now. So tonight we end where we began, with a town that was, and then was not. No definitive answer. No final resting place for its memory. A place that challenges our ideas of reality, community, and permanence. What really happened to Larkspur Hollow? A collapse? A secret evacuation? A shift in time itself? We may never know. But the story remains, because truth isn't always what we can see. Sometimes it's what we remember. If you like this episode, subscribe and hit the bell, because there are stories out there still waiting to be told. Thanks for watching The Untold Files. And remember, some secrets don't disappear. They just wait.